Hundreds and often thousands of Montrealers have gathered every night to make their support for the student strike loudly known. All kinds of people and even families are banging pots and pans on street corners and balconies. They join as the march gathers and becomes a giant movement that walks through the city until midnight. This extraordinary political force is pushing Quebec's Premier, Jean Charest, to recognize and negotiate with the student movement. Gabrielle Nadeau-Dubois, class spokesperson, talked to us from Quebec, where the negotiations are taking place.
I think that a lot of things have changed in the last 2 weeks. So the wind is really turning. We have more and more the popular support. So I think that now the government is beginning to see that if he does not do a compromise, he will lose a lot of points in the public opinion. There are two main objectives with those negotiations. Obviously, the first one is the issue of tuition increase, and also we want to address the special law, Bill 78, who was adopted 1 week ago, and that is for us clearly breaks a lot of fundamental rights and freedoms.
But for some other students leaders like Anthony Garofali, the tuition freeze is not enough anymore.
I don't think these protests are going to stop until they win on the freeze, but I also think it's going to go further than that. And already we've seen the protests take on like the Plan Nord, which is a large mining project up in the north, because we also trying to take into consideration the environmental impacts of some of these policies that the government's putting in place. So it's starting to broaden, the student movement's starting to broaden its outlook and what it's demanding.
Another argument that is brought up by many who oppose the student movement is that Montreal's tuition rates are among the lowest in North America. Lex Hill, Concordia's Student Association president, does not think this justifies the tuition hikes.
And I think the line goes something like this. Well, tuition is so much more expensive everywhere else. And by everywhere else, I really mean other parts of Canada and the United States, parts of Mexico, but everywhere else. And so why are Quebec students complaining? Which is a really bizarre argument, because the notion that other people have it worse, so you shouldn't fight, isn't a very logical position at all. The reality of the tuition issue in Quebec and student debt is a very serious one.
With the summer and tourism season approaching, the pressure on the government to resolve the conflict is growing. The growing popular support for the student movement gives them an even stronger hand as they sit down in the negotiation table. From Montreal, Canada, reporting for The Real News, this is Oscar Leon.